Welcome to Oregon Legal Center. I'm Richard Noble, and I'd like to take a moment to just introduce myself to you and to tell you a bit about the law practice we have here at Oregon Legal Center. I'm originally from Michigan. I attended the University of Michigan both as an undergraduate and as a law student, and I graduated from the University of Michigan Law School in 1970. I moved to Portland and went to work for a large downtown law firm for 4 years. And after 4 years, I decided that I'd rather work in a smaller practice, and I went to work with Jim Goodwin, who was an attorney in Oregon City in a firm called Jack Goodwin & Urbicite. I worked there for 2 years with Jim. And then he and I moved over to West Linn to where I practice now at Oregon Legal Center. He purchased the building that we practice in originally back in 1977. We moved in, and then shortly after that, I started buying the building from him on contract, and now it belongs to me. Jim's retired. The building that we practice in West Linn is a historic building. It was built in 1926 as a model home for a subdivision that never got built because of the Depression. It's a wonderful place to practice law. I've been here for just about 35 years, and it's different than most law offices because it's not in a high-rise, it's not in a commercial office building. It's like a home. So it's a very nice setting to work in, nice setting to be a client in. It's very homey, and we've got really good parking, and it's very easy to get to. I practice law here at Oregon Legal Center with my son Tom Noble, who is a lifelong resident of Oregon, grew up in Lake Oswego, went to the University of Oregon Law School, graduated, and passed the bar, and now works with me. We're a small family-run business. I also have a legal assistant, Lori Cook, who helps us. She's well-trained in probate and trust administration and knows the practice, the type of practice that we do here inside and out. We really pride ourselves in giving personal attention to our clients. We're small enough to do that. We know everybody by name. Lori knows everybody, and when you call in, you're going to get treated well here. The practice consists of 3 major practice areas. We do primarily, the main focus is on estate planning. We prepare will plans and trust plans for clients. And when you do estate planning, in addition to just doing the documents, we take a real hard look at your assets, and we're trying to come up with a plan that's going to make sure that when you pass away, the assets are going to go to the people you want them to go to, just exactly how you want it to happen. And we try and carefully look at the assets to make sure there's not going to be any problems. And the main problems we worry about are excessive attorney fees at the transfer and delays that would be associated with probate. There's other videos in this series that go into these various topics, and I'm not going to go into them right now, but needless to say, what we try and do here is to make sure that the plans that we come up with are the very best plans that we can, that are tailored specifically to your particular needs. Now, the other area we practice in is what we call probate and trust administration. And probate is a process. Sometimes people, the way they have their plans set up, it's required to go through probate. Probate is a situation where the circuit court judge in the county in which you live, one of them who would handle probate matters, is going to supervise the distribution of your estate. It's a complicated area of law. The person you've picked to be in charge of your estate, if they have to go through probate, is not going to be able to do it on their own because it's very complicated, and so they're going to have to hire an attorney. And that's what we do, is we represent personal representatives going through probate. We also help trustees of trusts who are distributing the assets to make sure that when they do their job, they do it in a correct way to avoid any potential legal problems they might encounter as acting as the trustee. The third area of law that we practice in is litigation involving trusts and estates. And there could be a situation, for example, where you might be the personal representative or the trustee of a trust, and you find that some of the beneficiaries are unhappy with the way that you've been handling the administration of the estate or the administration of the trust. And we can represent you if legal disputes arise. Actually, if court cases arise, we can represent you in court to defend you as in connection with your performance of your job as either personal representative or trustee. Also, we represent clients who feel that they have been wronged by the way that a will or a trust has been drawn up. We represent people who have been excluded from an estate plan, looking at the facts of the case to see if perhaps there's been some wrongdoing that would justify them to be beneficiaries of a trust or devisees under a will. So those are the three main areas that we practice in, and as I said, there's other videos in this series that go into a bit more depth about each of these topics. But I want to thank you for taking the time to look at this video, and I hope this brief introduction has given you an insight into how we practice law here at Oregon Legal Center. Thank you very much.